How did you feel when Vivek Ramaswamy brought you into the debate talking about that you were a TikTok user?
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Nikki Haley's 25-year-old daughter, Rena, responding to Vivek Ramaswamy after he called her out for using TikTok when her mom wants to ban the app from the USA. Now, this is an interesting story for a couple of reasons. First of all, I don't like this whole thing about infantilizing adults, okay? You're 25 years old. You're not a little girl. You're not a little boy. You are an adult. By the time my mom was 25, I was already born. I was walking and talking. I was about to be going to kindergarten at that point. So 25 years old is 1000% an adult. But some people maybe have not really grown up. But I'm getting ahead of myself, so I digress. Let's go back a little bit to explain why it's even the topic right now. If you want to see any of these clips, links will be in the description. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But here's where Nikki's daughter was first brought up in the whole TikTok kerfuffle.
Mr. Ramaswamy, we've talked about this. You campaign on TikTok. How do you get TikTok banned if you use it?
Well, I want to laugh at why Nikki Haley didn't answer your question, which was about looking at families in the eye. In the last debate, she made fun of me for actually joining TikTok while her own daughter was actually using the app for a long time. So you might want to take care of your family first.
Leave my daughter out of your voice.
Your adult daughter. The next generation of Americans are using it. And that's actually the point. You have her supporters propping her up. That's fine. Here's the truth.
You're just
the easy answer is actually to say that we're just going to ban one app. We got to go further.
Now, that was where the whole thing started. Oh, you're just scum. You're bringing my daughter into it. Leave my kids alone. Kids? You mean your adult offspring? Your 25-year-old? That is not a kid. All right. Now, there's more here. This is where Nikki Haley is talking about TikTok and saying how if you are on there for a certain period of time, you become much more anti-Semitic. Let's check it out.
We really do need to ban TikTok once and for all. And let me tell you why. For every 30 minutes that someone watches TikTok, every day, they become 17% more anti-Semitic, more pro-Hamas based on doing that.
Now, did your daughter experience that? Was that a thing that she was going through? Is that why she deleted the TikTok app off her phone, allegedly? I mean, that right there was a crazy stat. Where'd you get that from? What study? How was this study conducted? Did you do a phone survey of 14-year-olds on TikTok and you say, hey, are you guys becoming more anti-Semitic? Do you guys not like Israel? Do you hate Benjamin Netanyahu? Like, what's going on? Now, let's get to the interview with her daughter. This is part of a larger interview over on ABC. This was oddly friendly. When you go to ABC, CBS, CNN, etc., it's not usually a friendly place for conservative people unless you guys are on the same team. But I'm just making an assertion. Let's go ahead and check it out.
Polling showing that Nikki Haley is gaining ground in the Republican race thanks in part to her most recent debate performances. She's faced attacks from fellow GOP contender Vivek Ramaswamy involving her daughter. ABC's Lindsay Davis caught up with Haley and her daughter Rena on the campaign trail.
How did you feel when Vivek Ramaswamy brought you into the debate talking about that you were a TikTok user?
I mean, I felt like it was unnecessary. I feel like it's a kind of a people know not to bring kids into a situation, and so I felt like it was kind of uncalled for. But
kids, again, 25 years old, and if I'm wrong, y'all correct me. I believe she's married. So it's like, okay, you're 25 years old, you're a full-grown adult, and you're married. You're not a kid at all. You are Nikki Haley's adult offspring. That's just a simple fact. So this is kind of strange, but let's keep on going.
And, you know, she's the least political member of our family. And so whenever I've run before, Michael's always been that person in debates that gives me good energy, that I look to, that gives me the smile. And she's taken it upon herself to be at every single debate, to sit in the seat he would normally sit in. So she looks at me and she gives me positive energy and she smiles. And so, you know, when they say something about her and I know she's sitting in that front row, as a mom, you know, I get my back up.
And we will have more from this wide-ranging interview on World News Tonight and on ABC News Live Prime.
So like I said, there was a full interview, and if I can find that, I'll link to it in the box. But that's the response from Nikki Haley's daughter. Again, 25 years old, you are not a kid, not at all. And you know, the funniest thing is when they tried to infantilize Hunter Biden, Hunter has a daughter, I believe, that's older than Nikki Haley's daughter. And I was like, what are you talking about? You about to be a pawpaw. You're not a child. Like, remember, what was that lady out there in Texas? I forget her name. I don't want to say the wrong name and get it incorrect. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I think it might have been Jasmine Crockett. Anyway, she was talking about how Joe, all he did was just love his son too much, love his child too much. 53-year-old man, that child who was already in the military, been discharged, smoked crack, had guns, did all type of wild stuff. That guy is a child? No. We're talking about full-grown adults. And I don't like this. I've seen a lot of this all over television. It's kind of like propaganda to say that if you're 25, 26, 27, 53 like Hunter Biden, then you're not really an adult. You can identify as a 12-year-old. You can be treated as a 12-year-old. No. There's a hard line between adults and children. If you're a child, you're a child. If you're an adult, you're an adult, and that should be what it is. And it's weird because it's like this whole infantilization thing only applies at certain times. Okay, when it comes time to vote, all of a sudden, you could be 14 years old, 16 years old, and it's not really a big deal. If you want to get some type of transitional type situation, then, hey, it's no issue with the age limit. But then all of a sudden, when it comes to personal accountability, responsibility, being criticized, oh, I'm 40 years old. I'm not an adult. Huh? This is really strange. But that was a response from Nikki Haley's daughter. Again, the interview, from what I was able to see, not just that piece right there, but more, it was oddly friendly. And the question is, why? Why are the interviews so oddly friendly on left-wing news sources like ABC for Nikki Haley? Why is Nikki Haley being propped up by the mainstream media, left and the right, as a good candidate? What is the reason? It's weird. It's like they are trying to get beyond Trump, but they don't understand the very thing that made Trump popular in the first place. We don't like the establishment. We don't like the same old, same old. We don't like foreign war. And Nikki Haley, to many of us, not all, but to many of us on the right, represents that exact same thing that we're trying to get away from. We don't really care about the identity politics. Look, you could have a whole space alien from Jupiter come down. If he has the same ideals as Trump, after Trump is done with his terms, then he has a high chance of getting voted. I don't even know what the alien will identify as. Do they even have male or female? I don't know. But if he comes down from Jupiter and says, okay, America first, no taxes, all right, cool, you got my vote. You got my vote. The identity stuff doesn't matter as much as what your policies are. And they can't really understand that. They want to put this female minority, because she's from the Indian subcontinent originally, first generation immigrant. They want to put her on screen and say, hey, vote for her. She has all the marks. She's a woman. She's a person of color. She's a minority. Okay, but at the same time, she wants to go bomb on Iran. So no, thank you. I'm good. I'm going to vote for the other guy from the Indian subcontinent over her. And of course, first Trump. But as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to Nikki Haley's daughter for going on television and acting like she's 12 years old. You are a full grown person. You are an adult. And if you are attached to your mother, you're going to the debates, hey man, it's fair. It's fair game. Your mom wants to be in TikTok, but you were a TikTok user. So how to rectify that? Why can't we talk about what's happening right there in your household? Same thing, Joe Biden, although it's a little bit, more egregious. You signed the Brady Act. You were the biggest spear, the biggest arrow in the battle in the war on drugs in the 1990s, in the early 90s, and you were a Delaware senator, but your boy got caught with crack in the pistol. So what's going on with that? Is he not going to get punished? Rules for thee, not for me. That is the whole thing here. It's not about trying to make some 25-year-old or 53-year-old actually be 12 years old in the eyes of the general public. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on Vivek Ramaswamy bringing up Nikki Haley's daughter? Is it out of bounds? Is it just fine? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I think it's just fine. Look, you are trying to become the president. You are trying to ban TikTok, and your daughter was using it for a long time. Can we get some explanation right there? Same thing, Joe Biden. Okay, you banned guns, you banned crack. People that went to prison after you signed the crime bill, we're getting 30 years, 40 years for crack. Your son is a crack smoker and no jail time. Your son had a pistol illegally, failed a background check. Well, didn't fail a background check, lied on the background check. Is he going to go to prison? It shouldn't be rules for thee, not for me. If you're going to have a standard, let's let it apply to you and your loved ones. Is that too much to ask? Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.